Good morning, you guys. It's Carly from the Poetry of Nice, and I am at a rummage sale. Oh my goodness, I am so ready for this. So it is December right now, which means that church rummage sales are really few and far between, but I found one in the lone winter. So that's where we are. So I figured I'm going to take you guys along. The point of today is to get as much as physically possible to get me through the next couple of weeks or the next month or whatever. So pretty much anything I can make a profit on, I'm a grab. It's a filler bag, so it's super cheap. I've been here before. This is definitely a regular one for me, and I found plenty of stuff to like tide me over, but some really good items here and there as well, especially vintage stuff. So let's go inside, let's check it out and see what treasure we can find.
Hello again, guys, it's Carly and welcome back to my channel, The Poetry of Nice. So I have a huge, wait for it, huge rummage sale haul for you guys today. So I had mentioned in past videos, first of all, that rummage sales are my absolute favourite for sourcing for the three platforms that I sell on, which is eBay, Etsy and Poshmark. And there was one rummage sale in particular I know I've mentioned before that goes year round. It's once a month. And it's fantastic. So yeah, I spent a total of $40 today, and I got everything you see here, the shoes that I just showed you, and this whole thing is absolutely packed to the brim. So I got a total I got a total of 79 items for $40. So that works out at roughly 50 cents a piece. I think it's like 50.6, but we're not gonna split hairs. 50 cents a piece. So this may end up being a two-part haul. We'll just see how fast I manage to go. Just bear in mind that's how much each piece was. The majority of this is actually gonna be vintage items, so mostly vintage clothing and accessories. I do love to sell that. I sell that on all 3 platforms. On Etsy, that's exclusively what I sell, as well as a few vintage hard goods here and there. But I have noticed recently that Poshmark is doing really well for me in terms of selling vintage items, so I'm very excited to explore that even more by listing more stuff and seeing if it moves. Okay, so without further ado, let's go ahead and dive in and I'll show you what all I got. Okay, so we're going to start with some shoes first, and I might kind of go back and forth just so it doesn't get too monotonous. So the first thing I'm going to show you is this pair of men's dress shoes. These are brown, obviously like a brown leather. Yeah, not much else to say about these. They are, I'm not really going to be able to show you, I don't think the light's going to pick up. They're Allen Edmonds, which is a very good shoe brand. I just sold a pair of these that were in pretty bad shape. They were pretty scuffed up, and these have a few little marks and scuffs, but nothing that I would say would put anybody off at all. And I sold those for about, I think they were $32 they ended up selling for, and like I said, they had some peeling and some obvious scuffs and stuff and whatever, so for 50 cents I'm definitely going to be going ahead and grabbing them. Next pair I'm going to show you is another pair of men's shoes. Now these will both be listed on eBay and probably nowhere else. These are Bass Regions, it will say inside. Again, it's kind of hard to show you, and they're just like a tassel loafer. Again, leather, black leather. They're in very good shape overall. I think there's like 1 or 2 very small scuffs, which I'll disclose, but not much at all. And the last time I had a pair of these, they sold pretty darn quickly, and again for around the $30 to $35 mark for me. What is next? Trying to find a pair. Okay, I grabbed these. These will be on Poshmark as well for sure, because they're a fairly popular style right now. So they are Adidas, whatever you want to call it. And these are slides, as in you just slide your foot in. They also have Velcro. They're a very like retro style. And they also have like a memory foam bottom to them. They are Superstar, whatever that means. I guess I'll be Googling that. But yeah, just a pair of Adidas slides. Probably around the $15 mark, but don't quote me because I really haven't looked at comps on them. I just know that they're a fairly popular style, and I might as well have thrown them in my bag. Oh yeah, this was, I should tell you as well, this was a filler bag, so when I say 50 cents a piece, that's because evened out, that's what everything cost. Alright, onwards and upwards. These are like a little pair of with a black leather with a pink running stitch sneakers. They are Cole Haan, you can see in there, and then if you flip it over and look on the bottom, they are a Nike Air collaboration. I hope this is focusing for you guys. There's the Nike Air. Let's make sure that you can see the Cole Haan, kind of, sort of, maybe. So I got 1 pair there, and I'm sorry I'm not doing sizes, guys. I'm just trying to go pretty quick, but if there's anything, of course, that you're interested in, let me know in the comments, and I'll make sure to tag you in my Poshmark listing. No worries there. And then there's a second pair as well of Cole Haan Nike Air black sneakers. Again, kind of a retro style. Next pair are these leather studded. They've got like metal studs all over, and it's kind of like an animal print camo type style underneath. And these are Steve Madden. It's kind of like a loafer, and all the information is in here. They are the Studley L. There you go. I like those. If they were my size, I would keep them, but they are not. Alas, they are not. Okay, onwards. Oh, just a pair of Clarks. Most people know what the Clarks logo looks like. I'm sorry that the lighting isn't like getting inside of these shoes. That's not helpful at all, is it? I apologize. Anyway, Clarks. Just a pair of brown simple block heel booties. I always grab Clarks if they were like $1 or $2 or below, because they seem to move really quickly for me, and usually between $20 and $35. There's a few brands in here I'm not familiar with. This one is Rialto Comfort, but when I looked at the comps, they were actually pretty good, again between that like $20 and $30 mark. And these, they're leather, they have a peep toe, kind of like a wedgie clog almost style, and then obviously like a eyelet cutout on the leather, and a Mary Jane strap. They have a lot of keywords. That's going to be fun fitting all of them in. But anyway, just a little pair of these, so I figured we'll give it a try, we'll see what happens. These I grabbed, they're Cato, C-A-T-O, which is just a sort of like lower end mall brand, but they're a size 11, and they've barely been worn. They still have like all the stickers and stuff underneath, and they're a pretty good style. So I'm going to go out on a limb and say that these are not leather. No, all man-made. I didn't think so, but they're pretty decent faux leather actually. And this would slot through, but they're like a faux leather suede, block heel, peep toe, caged sandal heel. So I grabbed those, and they're a size 11, which is a bit larger size, which can help sometimes as well. Another pair of Clarks, just like a pair of career shoes. They have sort of like some cutout detail there, and almost like a wedge style heel, black leather again. These I grabbed just because I liked them. They're vintage, they're nothing wild, but I feel like this is a style you kind of see nowadays. The brand in there is Broadway, again just vintage. I don't know anything about the brand, but I just really liked the tassel loafer style with this perforation detail. I don't know, it's a personal thing. I think these look so cute with like skinny jeans and all that kind of stuff. So anyway, we'll see. Another pair of Clarks. These are Clarks Wave, which is kind of like a comfort walking shoe, I believe. These are a pewter color, sort of pewter with a slight hint of gold, lace ups. Again, leather, really good shape on the bottom. 50 cents, yes please. This is also a brand I'm not familiar with. Let me see if I can even pronounce it for you guys. Here we go. Here we go. I think it's, bear with me, it's Sesto, S-E-S-T-O, and then there's another word, I think it's M-E-U-C-C-I. Anyway, they say pure Italian on the bottom. They are in nice shape, and again, it was one of those things. So I saw pure Italian, and I thought, okay, we're going to double check this. And when I looked online, I mean, they're a very interesting, like, square toe style here, but again, all leather, and when I looked them up online, comps, again, they looked pretty promising between that $25 to $35 mark. So we're going to try them and we're going to learn. What else do we got? I lied, by the way, about breaking this up. I totally just did all the shoes. I apologize. So if you're not into shoes, hang in. We're almost there. So these are Eddie Bauer, just a pair of leather loafers. Nothing wild. These are Keds. They do need to be cleaned up, but they're a suede leather lace up sort of low cut booty, kind of like flat booty kind of thing. These are a blue suede penny loafer by Bass. So it's not Bass Weegens, but the brand still does okay. So I think I might be able to still get about $25 for these because they are in nice shape. And last but not least on the shoe front is this pair of tall heels, square toe. They are by Franco Sato, which is a little hit or miss, but I think the style will help. They are not leather. They're made in Brazil. They're just a man-made or whatever, but I think overall they should do okay. Again, even if I get $15 out of them for 50 cents, I'm happy with that. No big deal. All right, I'm gonna move this. All right. Oh, let us begin. All the clothing. I hope you're ready. Here we go. We're gonna go quick. Not a vintage piece, just a sort of Velcro back baseball hat, but it says Boston Strong. I feel like that might do quite good on Poshmark. I want to resell it. I think it's cool. Definitely vintage Panama City snapback hat. Go ahead and show you the label. Nice retro looking label there. She says, oh, come on now. Did it do it? Did it do it? Man, we're spending a lot of time on that. Anyway, vintage hat, you get it. This is like one of those kind of head warmer things you get. Cute little vintage logo, and then the tag inside. It's 100% wool, and it's called My Mother's Hats. There is the little logo inside as well. And actually it says Park City on this side, but it says that it's Sandy, Utah is where it's made, so I might have to look it up and see. But anyway, I figured that's kind of cute. We'll see. I don't know. Fill a bag. It took up no room. What can I say? So this is a vintage beret style hat. It is all wool. Here's all like the logos and stuff inside, if you can see. again, this may have to be something I try and figure out some kind of modeling, because it's just so hard to sell them without modeling, and I don't have a head, so to speak, that I can do that on. It's a pack of New Seal Canon printer ink, color. Can't find the, oh no, wait, is that, no, I can't find the expiration date. Don't you just hate that? Anyway, I'll have to do some more digging and see if I missed it anywhere. Otherwise I might try and sell it as is. We shall see. I love this purse. It's a navy blue corduroy. I don't even know what you would call this. It's not really like a clamshell. It simply opens, and it's like almost like a bucket purse. Super vintage. Love the style. It's very kind of 70s to me. If you happen to have any keywords you would like to share with that, I would love to hear them. This has just a tiny bit of wear to the strap, but otherwise is in really nice shape. Well, there's a little bit of wear there. I tell a lie. I can figure that out. Anyway, it's a like woven wicker purse with a long strap and a short strap. Again, like made in Korea. Very clean inside. I think that any kind of damage that it has is just from sort of storage and stuff, so I'll see what I can do to fix it up. But otherwise, no stains. Really cute little purse. This is a houndstooth. It's Lauren by Ralph Lauren. I believe that this is a much older piece. Here's a heavy metal emblem. It's upside down. That's not useful for you guys. And then there's obviously a tag or two inside as well. The lining has the logo, and then there as well. Oh, but yeah, I really like the print. Just like a little shoulder tote. So I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Okay, so now we are pretty much into the clothing. There's a few things I'm going to show you, and then that's going to have to go in the wash. There's a few small flaws, which is completely to be expected when it comes to vintage clothing, but I grabbed it anyway because it was cool enough. So this is a zip-up jacket. It's for Kentucky Horse Park, my bad. There's the old logo. Here's the vintage tag. Just really like it. There's the odd little mark. There's a little bit of like red bleed over here, or red pen I think I'm going to try and get out, but overall really cool. I have done pretty well on eBay specifically with like specific vintage jackets. Like I've sold them for like motorsports and just different programs in different areas and stuff like that that people might be interested in. So just a heads up, sometimes it's good to find those specific bits and pieces. All right. This I just absolutely love. So again, I'm not going to show you every label because, you know, they're vintage. There's nothing else really to say, but this is, I just absolutely love this. There's a little bit of pilling I need to work on the back, but the color is so vibrant. Just a knit crew neck sweater, but I really, really liked it. I may be stealing that. I'm not sure yet. Not a vintage piece. This is Land's End, which is a size extra large there. It's a men's. If you don't know the label, this is what it looks like. Just an orange polo, like quarter zip fleece. And then this is not vintage, but it's one of those, I believe, that's kind of like made to look vintage. Like, well, I suppose retro is the word we're going to go ahead and use, but it's Champion. And it's just a red crew neck sweatshirt with the little emblem right there on the chest. They sell these now in like Urban Outfitters and things like that. You know how the styles are coming back around, which is good because people like it, but not so good for people like me who sell the genuine thing. I keep walking through Target and seeing caboodles everywhere I look, and I'm like, no, because I used to sell them for a lot of money. Oh well. Open Trails, I don't know anything about the brand. Again, it is a vintage piece. I can tell by the tags where it's made, sometimes fabric content, that kind of thing. This can be a pretty popular style, like this kind of color combination. Obviously this is a stripe, but it's a fleece zip up. Very 90s outdoorsy. We all know how I like to sell my vintage Tennessee sweatshirts. This may be the most random one I've ever found, like little 1980s workout Jane Fonda style teddy bear there on the front, but with the word Tennessee. It's in good shape, no stains. Went ahead and grabbed it. Not a vintage piece. This is International Concepts. There is the label in case you're not familiar. Size medium. It's a little kind of cap sleeve striped top, and it's all sequins, this kind of silver and almost like a pearlescent kind of white combination. So that'll do. I'll probably try and get that up quickly in case of New Year's. I don't know if I may have missed the boat there. We'll see. I never know whether or not to still be putting up Christmas stuff or moving along with my life. I don't know. Are you guys still listing the Christmas things? Okay, so this is Union Made, vintage. I grabbed it because I love the print. It's the houndstooth that really got it. I know it kind of looks like an old lady, well it is, I suppose, an older lady skirt. But it's a high waist, it has a wide pleat to it, and it's really the houndstooth that sold it to me. I'm actually not sure if this piece is going to do well or not. I've sold things very similar, and definitely that high-waisted, like midi to maxi type style. But it's always a little bit hit or miss as to how well it's going to do. So watch this space. This piece I love. Looney Tunes, Say No More. There is Taz on the front eating his sandwich, wearing his Bugs Bunny pajamas, I dare say. Obviously it's a plaid and it's a long nightshirt. Very long. Love it. Someone else is going to love it too. Pendleton. I do not believe that this is a vintage piece. I think this is, I think that's the more recent tag, but I will go ahead and double check on Vintage Clothing Guild, something along those lines. Google it, it will come right up for you. You can go ahead and look at like the label history, and that will help you to date pieces of a lot of different brands. I'm talking like Pendleton, Nike, Adidas, Champion, all kinds of different stuff. You can go on there and start to get a feel for how old things are. But I love this. It's half silk. Is that right? Make sure I was, yeah, it was 85% silk, 15% wool. My bad, but I really like the print. It's hard to even show it nicely on camera, but it's really, really beautiful. It's a sort of longer A-line skirt. It almost reminds me of, if anyone's familiar with Kath Kidson and her floral prints, it's very, very much a similar sort of style. Like, again, it's got that kind of retro look to it, so went ahead and grabbed that. Don't you just love filler bag? You can try all kinds of things you might not try otherwise. So this is Kenner, again, not a brand I've ever picked up. I did check some comps. I grabbed this because it's 100% extra fine merino wool and in really nice shape. And I liked the style with this faux leather sort of T detail down the front and around the collar. It's a very nice dark, I guess like a hunter green, maybe slightly brighter than a hunter green. But because of the fabric content and its style, I went ahead and grabbed it, and I think maybe $15 to $20 on that, we shall see. So Calvin Klein, I'll just show you the big one there. Made in the USA. These are size 10, high-waisted, like really high-waisted. I love these bad boys, oh my gosh. Tapered leg, red, vintage jeans. Yes, please. They will be going up for around $40 to $45, I dare say. Kenneth 2, what a brand. Anyway, just a vintage sweater. It's got this cute like ruffle, like high neck. It's almost like a mock turtleneck, but it is like a ruffle detail, and then it's knit with a slight open knit. Look, super cute. Why not? Hang on. We're taking a coffee break. If you have a drink, sip now. That's better. Okay, onwards and upwards. Here we go. So Calvin Klein, size extra large. This is what I would call a mock turtleneck because it's not folded over or anything. Beautiful dark plum purple. Just a sweater, but it has a cute ruffle detail on the cuff. Why not? These are Maurice's. I don't think that they're going to do anything fantastic. I might squeeze $12 to $15 out of them if I am lucky. There we go. They are a dark wash, very wide leg jean, size I think 11 to 12, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 11 to 12 regular. But they're in good shape, so might get a few bucks out of them. Main thing is that we have things to list and to keep us going through the long cold winter and the drought of rummage sales. Okay, Gap size large, so more recent piece. It is new with tags. It was originally $55. It's just, again, that kind of like mock turtleneck. And this is a dark navy blue, just like oversized sweater. I think it might be men's. I'll have to double check. What is next? I grabbed this shirt. It's definitely vintage. We have some shoulder pad action going on. There's no tags inside, but I grabbed it because I know I can style it nicely. So I'll do my usual knot in the front. It's got a very nice western kind of prairie vibe to it, and it has all of this embroidered floral detail down the front. So I think that's styled really nicely, like think like 4th of July with like the sleeves rolled up and all that kind of stuff, or even just early spring. I think that that could be a really cute piece. So I kind of grabbed it to experiment with somewhat. This fluffy thing is Guess Collection. It's a all black label, which I have to say I'm not familiar with when it comes to Guess, but it's the majority of it is Angora rabbit hair. It's like 54% Angora, and it's just like a big, I would say cowl neck really for how large the neckline is. Sleeveless sweater. There's the fluff, so we went ahead and threw that in. That's cute for the winter. Cynthia Rowley is not something I usually pick up, but this is 100% 2-ply cashmere, size small, and as far as I can see, and I've had a good look, there are no holes, which is almost a Christmas miracle when it comes to cashmere. So, but it's nice. It's got this kind of a seam detail running down the front. What's next? Oh, little vintage Christmas sweater. This is the stuff I can't really decide if I'm going to be listing. Oh, my foot's fallen asleep, bear with me. I can't decide if I'm going to list it yet or not, or kind of like tuck it away for later. I'm not sure. It just says Joy to the World with some cute little characters on it. It's the kind of stuff I sell for 15 to 25 all day long in the Christmas season. And I have sold plenty this year. I'm kind of thinking of doing a video on just selling Christmas sweaters, like new and vintage and all that kind of stuff. If that sounds interesting, let me know, but I feel like the majority of my sales like last week were some version of a Christmas sweater, and I collect them all year long. So if you want to know a bit more about that whole process, throw it down in the comments, let me know, and I will make that video for you guys. Okay, so this is just Nike. This tag, I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Nike. There we go. About Nike tags, but these are just a straight leg, oh, it's fluff, straight leg track pant. I know what else to say, with a big kind of elastic waist. Nice and simple. Exercise gear, because that season is a-coming, and don't we know it. I'm feeling the need myself. The Broadway, again, not a brand that I am even slightly familiar with, but don't you just love these vintage tags? Like, I cannot be the only person who gets like all quivery over vintage labels. I love the graphics and the fonts and the way they feel. Like, I really just like everything about them. I don't know why, it's just, I think it's really cool. So 100% worsted wool. I'll be honest, I don't know what that means. I got some Googling ahead of me, but I went ahead and grabbed it anyway. It's a size large. It's just a nice, chunky, sort of fisherman style sweater, which I do well with fisherman style sweaters. I don't really know how else to put it at this point. I like selling them. The keyword does wonderful things, so there we go. Okay. Again, vintage. It's just like a western kind of cowboy shirt. Men's. Probably just throw that up on eBay. I'm not sure if I will style that or not to put onto Poshmark. I'll have to have a think. Old Navy plaid. I kind of might keep this for myself because I really like this particular plaid with the red and the green. But yeah, plain old plaid shirt. Otherwise it'll probably go away to like fall-ish. I don't know, it depends how quickly I can list stuff really. Polo by Ralph Lauren. It's an extra large, and I grabbed it because it's 50 cents, let's be real, and also because it's a long sleeve rugby style shirt with a stripe to it, and it's in really nice condition. I very much doubt that it's really been worn. This, oh, a brand that I don't usually pick up, and this is an older piece as well, but it's Coldwater Creek, just in case you're unfamiliar. And it's a size small. Everything's working against it except for I kind of like the style. So it's like a knit dress. It's a button front, like all the way down, but it's a long dress. So I'm going to be using, and also it's got like a high neckline and long sleeves. I'm going to be using the word modest in that, and we'll see how that does. That usually is a pretty good way to go though, and can sell an item. Originally $44. My goodness, I did not spend that on my children for new clothes, that's for sure. It's a cable knit. Oh Lord, what is this called? This collar. It's been so long since I listed one. Is it like sheath collar? Did I make that up? Oh my goodness, I'll know it as soon as I come off this video as well. But anyway, that collar right there, Google it, find out. Just a knit sweater, and like I said, it was new with tags, so I grabbed it. I will probably list it because it's a slightly larger size. It's a medium, 8 to 9 years, so I'll probably list it since it's seasonally appropriate. And if it doesn't sell in a month or two, I'll just throw it in my bag to go to the kids consignment store, because they pretty much always take things that are new with tags. When I find them at rummage sales, either good brands, great styles, or new with tags kids items, I always grab them if it's filler bag, because you just squeeze them in the side, and then I go ahead and take it to my children's consignment store here locally and just kind of cash out every couple of months. And it's nice to have an extra like $100 or whatever, just from filling out the gaps at the rummage sales in filler bags. Okay, don't know anything about this brand. It's a wool Angora mix, vintage, but I love this sweater vest. It has rabbits on it. It doesn't get better than that. Okay, it's so cool. Yeah, I wasn't gonna leave it behind. Some very sweet lady came up to me and told me I should have this because it would look fabulous on me. I won't be keeping it, but I am glad she did, because it is Bob Mackie, which is actually a fairly expensive brand. I think this is sold on QVC, but I could be wrong. But yeah, size 10. It's a very nice sort of tapestry style jacket, like woven with lots of details and stuff. Should do okay. I'll probably list that up for about 30 to 35. This is the limited, but it's 100% wool. It's a really nice striped, again, this mock turtleneck style sweater. If I only get 12 to 15 out of it, I'm okay, because it cost me 50 cents. Okay, vintage, made in USA, Salem sportswear. See, I love these tags. They're so cool. And it is Minnesota Football Club Metrodome from 1993. There you go, just a graphic sweatshirt. And again, it's in good shape. No noticeable stains, no holes, no nothing like that. This caught my eye. So it's Calvin Klein, but look, when was the last time you saw a label that looked like this for Calvin Klein? I thought it was so cool. Definitely an older piece. Made in the British Crown Colony of Hong Kong. So there we go. It's a knit sweater vest in sort of a darkish red V-neck. I'm going to go ahead right now and say that it's probably a wool blend. She says. I don't think... Oh, no. Oh, no, it's here. 100% worsted virgin wool. Again, worsted. I'm going to have to find out what that is. You learn something new every day. And again, we have the mock neck going on. I'm pretty sure this is wool, because it just made me want to like claw at my own neck. But we have a new without tags, because we still have a little sticker on here. So Lane Bryant, size 18 to 20. Just a nice sort of kind of like a scoop neck. If you can see that, it's kind of layered, and it has some drape neck, short sleeve black sweater. This is a two-piece set, and it's fabulous. So this brand again, Joseph Ribkoff. There we go. And a good tip as well is, you know, let's look at this tag a little closer here, like with all the sizes and stuff on it. It's made in Canada, and it has all these sizes listed, like specific for Germany, France, Spain, Italy, UK, USA. There's quite, you know, just seeing that tends to ring those bells of, oh, this is probably a slightly higher end piece, right? Like, I don't know. but it's a purple and black striped dress with this kind of double-breasted, faux double-breasted, I'll say, feature, sleeveless dress, and then it has the cropped blazer to go with it. Oh my days, that is cool. This is a full button-down skirt, which I seem to be doing very well with, just like the full button, because it's super 90s, right? At first I thought it was going to be Jam's World, just because the print was like so crazy, but it's just a floral print. It's definitely 90s, like looking inside of the tag and stuff. I'm a little bit on the fence with whether or not that's going to do well, but we shall see. Oh, this is a Coldwater Creek piece again, the newer tag, size large, has a Nordic sort of detail on that high neck there with some beading. I actually think I might keep this myself for Christmas. Wait, where is the fabric content? Oh, son of a gun. Okay, well, it's wool, and as soon as I touched it to me, I was like, no, so maybe I won't keep it. But I think it's really nice for Christmas, so maybe I'll just list that right away and see if someone else thinks it's nice too. Vintage fabric. So I hold off on picking this up a lot of the time because although it sells for good money for me, it sits for quite a long time in my experience. However, I absolutely loved this print. I couldn't find any details on the selvage. In fact, there was no selvage, let's be real. But it's a large piece, and it's such a lovely sort of muted colour, like farmhouse style print. You've got your lanterns. Over here we've got like boxes of matches and scales for baking. I just thought it was really cool. So I'll be measuring that out and listing it. This is going to be like $12 to $15, I think, but it's Veggie Tales. There's a little bit of wear to the case, but everything is here. It's the superhero value pack, and I double checked all of the DVDs, she says, as one tries to escape. All of the DVDs are here. So pre-owned, they seem to be going anywhere between $12 to $20, so we shall see. And there's only, I think there was only like 3 listed when I looked, so that was what kind of tipped me over the edge with like, oh well, you might as well just throw it in your bag and see what happens. Talbots, but I picked it up because it was a large petite, but still a large, and I really liked, hang on, just in case anyone hasn't seen it. And I liked the style of this. I'm going to use keywords like a cricket sweater, because to me this looks just like a cricket pullover. Is that just the British in me coming out? But it has it on the cuffs and the hem as well. Super nice for spring and like early summer. Oh, we're getting towards the end. Hang in there, you guys are doing so good. Okay, Thermofit Nike. It's just a hooded. It's just a hooded. It's a hoodie. That's what I'm trying to say, with like a neon green accent. I think there was a women's small. This is Susan Graver, but I believe that's sold on QVC, and it's new without tags. We still have all our buttons and stuff attached. Let me show you the tag. So it's on like QVC shopping channel, and it's a long coat with like a green lining. Yeah, it looks suspiciously like a robe, but it doesn't have like any belt or anything. It's definitely a coat, and it has like a faux leather detail and stuff. So anyway, each to their own, but new without tags, so I figured I would grab it. Oh, this is a bit of a wild card. So this isn't vintage, but it's going to look super retro when I show it to you. It's a brand I'm not familiar with, Cartier, but again, I looked at comps on Poshmark, and it was going anywhere from like $20 to $30 sort of thing. But I figured the style was kind of cool. So it's like a crazy quilting, if you can see that. Like, it's absolutely insane. And it has a giant oversized kind of neck and big oversized pop stud buttons. Like, overall it looks like a piece that's straight from kind of the 80s or something, but it's not. It's new. So, or contemporary. It's not new, it's pre-owned. You know what I'm trying to say. So I figured I'd try it. In my opinion, like, or in my experience I should say, the wilder the better in a lot of ways. So sometimes you just have to grab stuff and give it a go. This is Polo Jeans Company, so this is probably from like early 2000s or so, kind of vintagey look. It's just a graphic sort of vintage worn out t-shirt. Again, I'll knot the side, roll the sleeves, and see what it will do. This is Land's End. It is a size 16 tall, which is a good size. And it's a very nice Y neck. That's what this is called, a Y neck, with a black dress with a white detail, white striped cuffs as well. And then we have pockets, because that's what every dress needs. We need pockets, people. And it's kind of like a knee length. Nice dress, and Land's End is expensive, so it's definitely worth grabbing in those larger sizes in my experience. So this is vintage, also made in Kentucky, USA. Just an Air Force sweatshirt, but those kind of things do okay for me as well. Another vintage piece. This one's made in Taiwan. It's like a fuzzy, fleecy kind of thing with USA on it. Just an oversized sweatshirt. There's a theme here. And the very last thing that I have to show you is, I don't know anything about this brand. Stephanie Andrews, but I grabbed it because I liked the style. Oh, we're caught on the back. No, don't do that. So it's kind of like a metallic woven blazer coat type scenario. It's a bit older, I think. I do think it's vintage. It's kind of a boxy cut. I actually don't know if that piece is going to do that well. Oh, I told a lie. Here's another one as well, but I figured I would figure it out with that one. Queen Casuals. That's about all I have to go on with this piece, but I really liked the print. So it's a sort of long blazer kind of jacket, but it has this really nifty plaid that I just really liked. Oh, we're done. Okay, so I know that this is not like my usual hauls. I usually try and focus a lot more on like brand names or higher end brands if I can. I sort of slip a few vintage pieces in here and there, but this is what I had to work with this week. So the moral of the story is you kind of get what you get sometimes. The cost of goods was so low here, and I have experience selling vintage clothes. I've done it for years now. I've done it mainly on Etsy and sometimes on eBay, but like I said, recently on Poshmark, it's just been doing really well. I've been really enjoying it, and it's not just the sales, they've sort of been received well with a lot of likes and a lot of activity and stuff like that, and selling at a pretty good turnover for me. It's not things like sitting for a really long time necessarily. So essentially now is the time to experiment, in my opinion, when I can get this much clothing for such a low cost, and I don't really have any other options, if I'm being real. You know, I have a few more things to list for my thrift hauls and stuff, but it's getting a little lower there, and a lot of it is like spring summer stuff, and I'm still wanting to list a little bit of winter because this, hey, it's the 15th of December or whatever it is. So I'm not quite there yet. So I figured we'd just grab it, we'll see what happens, and you know, we'll live, we'll learn, and if nothing else, the shops will stay active and I will stay busy, and we will have sales from it. So that I can guarantee. All right, you guys, thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate you spending the time. I'm sorry it was a little long and a little haphazard. If you can't tell, I'm a little tired and frazzled today. It's just been a very long day, preceded by a very long evening last night. So anyway, thank you for hanging out and bearing with me, and I hope that you are having an amazing Christmas season. It is upon us, people. Trying to get organized here. That's part of the frazzle, let's be real. But you know, if you enjoyed this video, I would love it if you would give it a thumbs up. If you are new here and you're not subscribed, please go ahead and subscribe. I do haul videos like this. I do sales videos to show you how the stuff actually sells, because that is just as important, if not more important, than seeing what I buy, like, or what other people buy selling online. And I would just love to have you hang around. We have a really nice YouTube community going here. I love getting to know all of you guys who are commenting. Thank you so much. And I hope to talk to you all soon. Bye, you guys.